over the edge. Feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step, still hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step, still hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel.
Hey and welcome everyone to the TLOU Esports live discussion. I am joined alongside Tenetro and King Maker.
Yo guys, what's
Yo.
up, man?
So today we're gonna go through a few stuff regarding the ladder. We're gonna make a few changes that we have discussed privately between the admins, and obviously we have a voice chat on Discord. If you'd like to join and voice your opinion, we're more than happy to hear it. Obviously we've also listed the rule changes, including the level rule changing, which we'll discuss in the stream. One of the biggest rules is obviously changing the explosion expert. We're gonna ban explosion expert completely, even in normal ladder matches, and obviously it will also be very tough to monitor the disputes when they come in, but I think it's a very vital change that we think will improve the competitive scene. Now, Tenetro, if you recall that we discussed other perks being banned, and we've come to the conclusion that Explosion Expert might be the perfect start to see a change in competitive, whether it improves it or even makes it worse. Obviously, that's something we cannot say for sure right now, but we can only tell with time. Tenetro,
Yeah, bro.
what are your thoughts regarding Explosion Expert being in competitive? Like you have played comp for a very long time, and do you understand how competitive works in TLOU? And it's obviously we can all agree that TLOU wasn't made for competition; it was made for casuals. But this community obviously loves comp. It's been going on for a while. So, what are your thoughts on on Explosion Expert being banned?
Yeah, the thing is, you guys know that Last of Us is a very noob-friendly game, which means that if you are losing with a high with the enemies having a high lead, you will always get a lot of stuff from the boxes like smokes and bombs, which will definitely benefit you in the game. Which to me personally, after playing this game for many years, makes no sense, since if you are the team that is leading, you should actually not fight against 100 smokes and be punished for being the better team. And Explosion Expert became the meta in the past few years, which I think shouldn't be a thing, since throwing a smoke should also require some sort of skill, which it definitely doesn't because Explosion Expert is in the game. And I think we could try out to just ban that perk and see what's gonna happen to the ladder, to the games, and if it's gonna have an impact on camping, if it's gonna be like less camping, more camping. I don't know yet, I can't really say, but I'm definitely ready to try it out.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Now, a lot of people will obviously not agree with our thought process here because Explosion Expert has been in comp and it's never been banned before, but I mean, comp started in 2013 and comp also started with a lot of stuff being allowed. And people quite like started understanding that, like for example, Bomb Expert shouldn't be in comp or Shorty shouldn't be in comp, stuff like that. And throughout the years, there was always a meta, whether it was Revive or whether it was like 3 burst rifles or snipers, for example, camping up top and just body shotting constantly. And we made changes throughout the whole obviously ladder. Now I can't really speak on Frag Nation because I wasn't there. You were Tenicho, so you would obviously more know more about that.
Yeah, I do.
But the esports hub, there was stuff like crab walking was allowed. Cheating and all that stuff wasn't monitored by anyone, and it was just like it kind of ruined the competitive vibe in a way. Now, when
Yeah, of
TLOU,
course.
please go ahead.
Yeah, I was in this game when even Bomb Expert was still in the game. I also played Fragment Nation when there still was a shorty in the comp matches. And of course, all of that stuff got banned because people saw that it's not working, that it's like OP stuff. And I personally think Explosion Expert is very overpowered. And it's also stupid if you think of the fact that the teams that is losing very hard is just getting tons of smokes and bombs, and this will just punish you as the better team, like I said already, and that shouldn't be a thing in my opinion. And what we already discussed is throwing your stuff should also require some sort of skill. Like, if you throw a smoke and it's a good smoke, you will smoke the guy anyway. Like, you don't even have to use Explosion Expert. I have been not using Explosion Expert for many years. I just recently started using it because, like, everyone is using it, it became the meta. And of course, it's gonna be very hard to counter camping with it. I agree to you guys, that's also one aspect that I mentioned. But I still think there are ways to play this without Explosion Expert, because if you try to like fight people that are camping, that most of the times means you guys are fighting against the lead, like the enemies have it. and that also means you have more throwables. If you don't, then you're doing something wrong, and with 2 smokes, or like with more smokes than the opposition, you should still be able to counter a camping team. Like, that's my personal opinion. I think it is possible. Of course, it's easier with Explosion Expert, but in how many situations an Explosion Expert smoke just destroyed the whole match and turned it around, which it's just senseless in my opinion. I think it should be more about gun skill, more about positioning, more about covering each other than just throwing a smoke and fighting someone who can't like defend himself.
Absolutely, and we also understand that this might not be the correct way to deal with it because, again, we can go back to saying TLOU wasn't designed for us to even have competitive in it, but I think we should at least give it a try to see the outcome. It's I don't think it's right to just sit here and say, okay, if you ban Explosion Expert, game will be absolutely dead, or there will be no engagements, no encounters, nothing. I don't think that's right. Now we had a similar, oh, I wouldn't say similar, but when TLOU Esports came into effect, there was a lot of backlash on banning the sniper revolver. I think the majority of the community didn't agree with that, and there was, a lot of people had to adapt with the gun skill, like using the 9mm when using the sniper. Now we understand the sniper is, when you get shot with a sniper, you're basically almost dead, most of the times at least. So we had to make some changes to kind of nerf the sniper, and you gotta also understand that there's the reload glitch, which it's impossible to ban. But the point is that it was banned, and after a while, people realized, oh, okay, well, yes, I think competitive is played better without comboing and constantly going for body shots, and just like, because going for body shots with a sniper isn't really that skillful. Also talking about crab walking, a lot of people said the game is so much slower and crab walking should be there, but majority of people in competitive, unfortunately, back then agreed that it should be part of the ladder. But obviously, anyone knows that this is a glitch and it shouldn't be, and it was banned. Again, we got some backlash, but after a while, now if you're on Discord, you see that people make suggestions like bring back crab walking or bring back comboing, and the majority votes are against that completely. And that's because they understood, they played it, they understood. Now, again, if we do ban Explosion Expert and we look at it, we give it some time, and we say, okay, well, the game isn't played how it's supposed to be. Like, it's worse. It's not better. It hasn't improved. It's worse. Then, I mean, we're definitely open to reverting the rule. Explosion Expert was actually something that the TLOU admins, myself and one X-Shot was also an admin. Fantastic. We also talked about banning it, but the issue was that it's very hard to monitor who uses Explosion Expert and who doesn't, because we have to keep in mind that distance lag also causes some issues.
Yeah, that's true. That's one thing that I wanted to mention. Another thing is that also strengthens the point we are having. Don't forget, guys, when you spawn in, there is always one team that has a smoke or maybe two, and you most of the time don't have one. And imagine that team just having Explosion Expert 2, smoking all of you and just killing you, and you guys are just fucked. Like, you're
Yeah.
getting spawn trapped, you have no chance to come back. I don't know, man. I agree to some aspects you guys say. I agree to everything. I understand everything, but I think we could try it out. We could try it out. Let's see what happens. Like, it's not that we can't change it back. It's just we try it out.
Yeah, so we can say that some people might put on Explosion Expert 1, for example, to Nitro, and we don't know about it. Now, the way we think we should obviously counter this is, if a team thinks that the player against them is using Explosion Expert, a simple message saying, you must save your match because I will dispute for that reason. Obviously,
Exactly.
if they don't save their match and then you make that dispute, make that claim, and then you submit the proof of them using it, as admins, we will sit and discuss the footage. We understand there'll be a lot of disputes, but there'll also be a punishment for whoever breaks this rule, because you're basically ruining and abusing the rule set of TLOU Esports. Now we can move on to discuss the level rule and the reasoning behind that, and then after that we will start asking or allowing people to join the Discord if they would like to voice their opinion. I can see some people are already talking in the YouTube comments. The level rule is currently at 50, and after 10 years of factions, I think competitive players shouldn't be level 50 to nature.
I think we should add.
I mean, if you're level 50 and you're just like level 50 and you try and play comp, I genuinely I don't think you should be playing comp because you will just not enjoy it at all.
That's true.
So
true.
we discussed it. We said the best thing to do is right now is to increase the level to 100 for many reasons, and the first one is to avoid alt accounts. There's a lot of people, a lot of accounts being made, and they're level 50 and you can just tell they're not really main accounts and it's just alternative accounts, people hiding behind alternative accounts on multiple teams, and it gets hectic. So we just decided that it's best to increase the level. If people still decide to, if you're level 50 and you go into a public match to increase your level to level 100 just to play competitive, and you're on alt account, then I guess you can do that. But I mean, after a while, we might even increase the level to 150. Now, Tanecho, what do you think of people that are, and we've talked about this, obviously, Tanecho, if people are, let's say their excuse is, oh, I've been banned on my main account.
That's true. My question is, guys, why am I not banned? Like, there must be a reason why you guys are banned. And in my opinion, in my personal opinion, if you are banned and you can't play, it's bad luck. Just don't be toxic, man. Just don't message people, don't insult them, and you don't have this problem. Like, we can't make an exception for 3 more known players that have been banned, because that will make so many more people play on alts, and I just don't think that's a good deal. Like, in my opinion, we should try to have like the rule level as high as possible. The game
Yeah.
is 10 years old, like Belief said,
Yeah.
and we can expect you to be level 100 at least. Like, even I am level 400, and I barely ever played pubs. People that know me know that, and everyone should be like level 400, like level 100. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah. The thing is, with people saying that they got banned and stuff like that, as you mentioned, why are you not banned? You know what I mean? Like, it's very
Why am I
simple.
not banned?
It's very simple. Turn off your messages if you think you'll be getting banned.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, don't insult anyone. If you don't insult anyone, no one's gonna report you. You're not
Absolutely.
gonna be banned. That's
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely. It's very simple, and we can't allow one or two players to get an exception for that rule, and the rest don't, because that would make everything unfair, and that rule wouldn't matter if we're allowing exceptions.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Exactly.
now we do have other topics to discuss. The whole cooldown stuff and the monitoring list and the map changes, and obviously we we will be implementing a system that allows the higher ranks to choose their spawn, and we have a video made by Tenetro himself showcasing how to do that for anyone that is confused about it. And we will show that, and it will be made public on the TLOU Esports channel. Now, regarding cooldown, Tenetro,
Yeah.
at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, and if my memory is correct, the cooldown on new teams is 8 hours. Or was it 6 hours? I can't remember
I
correctly.
think it's 6. I think it's 6.
6 hours. Okay. And then, so yeah, new teams is 6 hours, and then if you join a team that's already on the ladder and has no cooldown, it's an hour.
Yeah.
I think most players know our reasoning behind that, and we highly believe that you shouldn't be making multiple teams a ladder. Like, we think everyone should have their team. We understand sometimes, you want to play and your teammates can't get on and you want to join another team, and that's fine. That's why the join cooldown is only an hour and it's not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, Tenetro, I even discussed it in the admin chat, and then I said we should make it 24 hours.
Yeah, I remember that. Um, I personally think 6 hours is alright because we have such a small player pool. Like 6 hours is still a lot of time to wait for. For those that are lacking a third or lacking a team, like we have that new ELO system where you can just play the scrim matches with like the ranking and stuff. Maybe that's an option to not team hop anymore, or maybe bring in new people that want to try this out. I don't agree to team hopping and making a new team every day. I just don't think it's good. It's like it just shouldn't be part of competitive, and that's why the cooldown thing is alright in my opinion. It could be a little higher for teams. I think 1 hour for a player is enough. Like the maximum I would do for that is 3, but 6 hours and 1 hour is fine at the moment, if you ask me.
Yeah, and one of the main issues is with the reasoning behind the cooldown is, for example, if a team loses, let's put a scenario here. Tenetro is playing with his team. He loses against my team. I get a little annoyed. I disband my team. I make a new team, and there's no cooldown, and I accept Tenetro again to play against him.
Mhm.
My team isn't even on the ladder, but Tenetro is on rank 1. I beat him. I take most of his elo.
Yeah. And you
That
delete that team next day.
And then yes, I
That makes
delete
no
it
sense.
because I lose or whatever, or I want a perfect record or whatever the reasoning is. But the point is, you're harming the players that are keeping their team. You're punishing
Yeah,
them for keeping their team, because if everyone did what you did, then we would literally have 0 teams on the ladder. People constantly
exactly.
disbanding and stuff. So there had to be a system to do it. Now there is other ways to do it. But at the moment, what we have and the best we have is a cooldown.
Yeah,
That I think that covers most of the cooldown issues. Some people say it should be decreased or whatever. But I think you should just always have a team, and then if you want to join another team, then that's fine. They should already also have a team, so you can join them. It's just like an hour cooldown instead of 6 for you. So
yeah,
you can definitely avoid the 6 hours
yeah,
easily.
definitely. Definitely. I think like for the teams you could also make it 12 hours.
I
12 hours right now as I'm thinking. Would
completely agree
still
with
be
you.
okay, but 24 is maybe a little too much. Because like right now I'm thinking about it and having it 12 hours could be better because it will make you have to play on the next day, which will annoy most of the people. 6 hours could just be like I will make a new team at 3 p.m. and at 9 p.m. I can already play. I don't know, man. Like maybe we could like hire it to 12 hours. I don't know yet, but
I mean,
at least there is some sort of cooldown right now.
I mean, for me personally, I believe in people having their own teams, set teams. This is what I believe in. I think this is what competitive is. Everyone should have their team, their players, and they always play.
Yeah,
And as Tanecho mentioned before, we have a new system on Discord. For example, if your team is off, you can simply join, and there's no cooldown. You don't have to join a team or anything like that. It's you join alone, you join the queue, 6 players. The match starts, it gives you maps, and then you
yeah,
report it. And everyone has their own elo,
yeah,
and there's even a leaderboard. So that system obviously helps players that are not, their team is not on.
yeah. Like the point Belief is saying right now, guys, when you make a new team every day, it's just you don't care about the ladder. You don't care about your team. Just go on fucking queue and play that. Like, why are you making a new team every day? You don't need the points. You just play for fun. People that make new teams every day, like Lath's team, for example, I know these guys are playing for fun. They don't care. So if you don't care, just play queues. That's my opinion. Don't make a new team every day. Don't punish the people that stay on one team for a very long time, who really try their best to like have a score of 80 to 30, who give their best. It's just not fair, in my opinion. It's just not.
Yeah. So and again, we're not like trying to target anyone specifically, but I just really think that we have to, in a way, and it's even crazy to even talk about this, um r- like award the people that are keeping their team. That is the minimum that we have to do. So, we at the moment we have I mean, let me pull up the ladder and we can even give me a second.
Подожди.
All right. So this is the current ladder. I think everyone can see it. And you see, we have Public Enemy, SDS, which is Tenecho's team, Goats, Top Opposition, Not Retired, Resurrection, I Rest My Case, and Big. So we usually host top 8 for the playoffs. And we also have a playoff date for you guys, which we'll announce later today. Now, there is a lot of teams here on the ladder that I can see that is basically the same players, but on two different teams, and one person is holding this account, and one person is you know what I mean. So it really discourages even like the top players that are staying on their team to play against other teams that are just constantly team hopping and ruining it for everyone else. And this is honestly the main reason for the cooldown. It isn't to punish people for playing or anything like that. We're not trying to punish anyone actually. We're just trying to make it as competitive as possible for everyone, and always try to make changes to the ladder so it brings new exciting variety to it, not just keep it the same. No, we could just simply keep the ladder the same, keep the rules the same, not look at them, and fix disputes, and like host like 6 month ladder and like one playoff or two playoffs a year. That would be very boring. But we try to at least do something, and everyone knows that this game is old. There's no updates, and we just have to do with what we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there was some suggestions about a tournament to Nitro. If you recall, I think it was Ivotrix made a suggestion about a draft tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and I did approve it. And we said we would look into hosting a tournament. I think we discussed it a little bit as well. It wasn't in brief detail, but I mean, we're more than happy to host a tournament. But we had terrible experience with hosting tournaments previously, with some rules and people not happy with it. Now, if we do host a tournament, it would be a draft tournament. So it will be we're putting, but players can sign up. You'll be in a pool of players, and then a number of players will be selected as captains, and then they can take turns in selecting the available players on their team. Now, we would love to hear people's feedback on what kind of rules should be. Should it be a 4v4, 3v3? What weapons should be allowed? Should we ban certain things? And obviously, should we allow substitutes or not? Stuff like that. As it's a draft tournament, I don't know how substitutes would work, if that makes sense. What do you think about that, Tinitra?
I don't know, man. One thing that came into my mind is you guys shouldn't pick your own teammates. I think that's one thing that you forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Because that would make no sense. We could just host a normal tournament then. And this tournament, as we said, has no prize, I think. That's what we agreed to.
At the
So
moment, yes.
it will totally be for fun. So maybe we could have it like a 4v4, because 3v3s, we always play them, and 4v4 would just be something else, something different. And we could definitely try that out and do that. I think it's a great idea to also play with new people. One issue is people having problems with each other who then don't want to play with like a certain person. That's one thing we should think of. Maybe people gotta start being mature enough to just like give a shit on the beefs and just play with whoever they got picked with. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I can say about that.
completely. I think if you're gonna join a draft tournament, then you should understand that you might have teammates that you might not get along with, and the
Yeah.
only way for it to work is for you to squash the beef and play the tournament. Otherwise, I think the simple answer for me, and obviously no offense to anyone, I think you shouldn't sign up to it,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you'll be making issues for other players, and you'll be making issues for the admins, and it would only want to. It would really just make us not want to host tournaments, and that's something that we've dealt with. Also, the last tournament that we had, our anniversary tournament, was a really fun tournament, but at the beginning it was very messy. We had a lot of issues, but we figured it out. We would like to host something that doesn't have as many issues, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, man. And maybe you guys make friends after the tournament.
Absolutely, yeah. You can play someone
Who
new, and all of
knows?
a sudden you're
Who
you're
knows?
playing on the ladder together.
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Maybe it works.
Okay, so I think we have two more subjects to go through. The monitoring list, which I will keep last, and the spawn. So let's talk about the spawns, Tinetro.
Yeah, the spawns. You could maybe show my video.
Yes, I will pull it up. Now, it was actually, I think it was you or Ivo that wanted this,
Yeah,
made that suggestion. Yeah.
that was even my own suggestion.
Yes. So, and I don't think he got enough votes, but I have promised, and Ivo has made the suggestion before the TLOU Esports took a break, about allowing higher ranks to
Mhm.
pick their spawn.
Mhm.
I think it's only fair because at the moment, if you're rank 1, you get absolutely nothing from it. Actually, if anything, you lose because of the team hopping stuff. Because
Yeah.
so you lose more points because you're rank 1. So it makes it almost like unmotivating to even reach that rank. The reasoning behind it, I think, is so players want to reach higher ranks because they want to pick their spawn, and you have people like Tinetro, or people like Ivo, and I keep mentioning these two specific names. For example, let's say this match, they play this match, and they pick the spawn here, they pick their map here, and then it's built down here. Tinetro, when he plays, and I think you've told me this, you're always getting the worst spawn because of your KD.
Yeah, something is there like with my stats, which makes me have the worst spawn in every fucking match, like every single one.
Yeah, so it kind of discourages some players of like wanting to reach a higher rank anyways, but
Of course, of course.
and like the way the spawns work in TLOU is very messy as well.
Mhm.
So we don't really have a way of just we don't have like an option to set certain rules before the match starts. But as I said, we made a video, and I'm gonna pull it up on the stream right now so everyone can understand how it works. And that video will also be made public on the TLOU Esports channel along with an announcement once this rule takes effect. Obviously, the same thing with Explosion Expert ban and the level rule. So every rule discussed today will not take effect immediately, but there will be an announcement on Discord. There will be a message at the top of the ladder here, so everyone knows about it.
Mhm.
Let me just showcase the video so everyone gets a good idea of how this works. Most experienced players know about this, but it was definitely worth making this video, so thank you for that, Tinitra.
Yeah, of course. Yo guys, welcome to the small little video where I want to explain you how to choose your
Second. Okay.
Yeah, now we see it. Yo guys, welcome to the small little video where I want to explain you how to choose your spawn on each map. So in this first situation, I'm showing you where we would normally spawn if I am on the blue team and the opposite team is on the orange one. Right here, as you can see, we spawn on the garage side. We back out, and if we just want to spawn on the church side, one of our team has to go to the black team, and if you start the game, you will 100% spawn on the church side, as you can see right here. On checkpoint, it's basically the same. If you go on the black team, you will always spawn in fire station, which you can see right here.
Firefly base close by. Be careful and stick together. Fuck those guys.
So, looking at water tower, if one of you goes to the black team, you will always spawn on the ice cream side, the Leacaster side. You will see it right now. There you can see me and my teammates spawned on this side.
And since high school was added to the map rotation, I will also show you on high school. It will always be the gym side if you're on the black team. The last and final map will be the dam, where you always spawn by the flipped car on the pipe side. So guys, what I want to show you next is, if you guys decide to spawn on the garage side for whatever reason, you could just message the opposition and tell them to go black, which will make you spawn in the garage. This works on every single map and will be used in the future. Thank you for listening, have a great day. Just wanted to mention that Bus Depot is not in this yet.
Yeah, so we'll add it to the rules just so everyone knows. Obviously, very simple. I think everyone will get used to how it works after a while, and we wouldn't have to. At the beginning, as I said, any new rule at the beginning will have some issues, but after a while, everything goes back to normal. Okay, so before we discuss when the playoffs will be and when and the whole monitoring list, we would like to ask if anyone is interested in joining the voice channel right now. We will be taking suggestions, listening to your feedback, and we will discuss everything with you. I just ask that everyone remains respectful when joining the channel. Okay, let me see who's here. We got Lath. I will be dragging Lath in here to discuss some things. I assume he has something to talk about. Hello? He might be AFK. Just give him a second. Anyone is welcome to join the waiting room. You'll be dragged to the live discussion and we can talk about your thoughts and feedback. I think Lath might be AFK. We'll just wait for him to come back. Tinetro. We had some players, will not be mentioning any names just yet, that have we know we got some reports. We obviously have a system on Discord to report any suspected cheats, and we had people report multiple videos to us, and when we looked at them, some people have told us that it is normal and there is no cheats. Now, when we try to ban certain players for cheating, it's obviously very difficult because everyone knows about the whole flashing minimap. And I think rapid fire isn't even the biggest issue at the moment in competitive. It's more of like the anti-recoil aim assist stuff, which you cannot really see.
Yeah, I agree.
Something that I think most players don't understand is when we have made this new system where we monitor a list of players, this doesn't specifically mean that we will actually be able to catch these players, because you have to understand, if they're on that list, they know they're being watched, they know that they have to be careful, and they also know that they can even hide it in a way, because there's a lot of ways to hide it. There are things that we can do which would make it harder for everyone. You know, it's this way, right? Let's put it this way. If we want to make everything easier for the admins, we have two options. Either anyone that we suspect of cheating, we completely ban them, or we completely leave them. And instead of, you know, asking for proof and all of that, we can just, you know, it's like going from 0 or to 100. But we try to make it fair. So when players do get caught of cheating, and there was multiple instances of that happening, they do get put on that list, they get banned, and obviously when they come back, they have to come back with maybe a hand cam. And one of my suggestions was, I think a certain number of players on that list should always stream with a hand cam live. Another thing that can be done is players have to stream with either a capture card or remote play. Now, this might be more difficult as not everyone has a capture card, but remote play shouldn't be that difficult. For obviously, it wouldn't be everyone on that list because I don't think that would be fair. I think it will be players that we're sure they're cheating, but they're hiding it very well, or they've been exposed or known for cheating before. I'm gonna name and shame someone. Everyone knows Shizu used to cheat to Nitro,
Yeah, of course.
and if he comes back, he might not be cheating, and he would be allowed to play, but he'll be on that list. And I think if we do add that rule where he has to stream with a hand cam, he'll be one of the people that has to stream with a hand cam or remote play. Because everyone knows that he was cheating before. We don't know if he's doing it now or not, but 99% chance he is, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we haven't implemented that rule just yet, but we would like to, and we would love to hear what everyone thinks about it as well.
Yeah, don't forget to mention the part when someone is not able to afford that cam. How we are gonna handle it.
So if you're on that list and we do go ahead with that rule, we will fund you. We will send you the funds for the hand cam, and you will have to just put it on. The only thing you have to worry about is streaming. That's it. You will not pay for the hand cam. It will be funded by us, and you just have to comply with the rules. So it will be very simple.
Agreed.
I think Lath might be here.
Yes, I'm here. I was
Yeah,
just waiting for you to finish. I'm not sure how. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Okay.
Yeah. I like the many changes that you guys did, but it's like the thing with explosion expert. Like, right now, wins are just gonna be decided based on like who wins the first encounter most of the time now, because it's like so hard to counter camping without explosives. And you guys have been playing this game like long enough to know that. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that rule change.
I think I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Completely. I think it does make sense when you say, if, and it's difficult also, like when someone's camping, like let's say, let's give a scenario here. One player is at pipes. Me and my team are pushing in. He's at pipes. We know he's at pipes. The only way to push him is you can't just run in there. You have to throw something at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I agree. The smoke you throw has a less chance of it stunning him because he can avoid it without explosion expert. But the point here is he has the lead, right? He has the lead, so the people with a lead should always have some sort of advantage, because at the moment the game is almost designed to give the advantage to the players that don't have a lead, like welfare, like radar, like giving them multiple throwables, and it makes it easier for them.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier. I mean, but like I said, especially like if a big lead, if you're talking about more than 3 like squad wipes or 2 squad wipes, it's like almost like impossible to get that lead back without like explosives. And it's, I don't know, like it does reward the team for like making like the good decisions at the beginning to like win that encounter. But like I said, it's gonna be almost, because you guys know, like without explosion experts, like bombs are like useless. I mean, sometimes you could throw it at somebody's feet and it won't like stun them or like kill them with like a bomb and stuff like that. So it's gonna reward like um, people that rely more on like I guess their gun skill,
Absolutely.
which is a good thing. But you guys know how many people are like cheating in the game now. It's legit insane, and you can't even like detect who's cheating anymore, because apparently I've been hearing people are like making scripts like to still have rapid fire, but somehow it wouldn't even show up like as rapid in the radar. It's just crazy thing.
Yeah, absolutely. the stuff with the, like you said, it rewards the people that take the lead at the beginning. And obviously,
Yeah.
if you have a higher lead, it's very difficult to even lose that lead. But I think I think that's one of the things that I would love about it, And I think Tinecho, you would agree with me here, is that as I said, like teams should be rewarded for taking the lead, like not punished for taking the lead, because when you take the lead, you get nothing out of the box, really.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And don't forget, Lath, you always have more throwables than the team that is having the lead. Always. So
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
instead of one smoke, you could just throw two, like from two sides, or maybe
Mm.
position yourself, make your teammates position themselves at a spot where they can just shoot together. Like it will be more tactical than just throwing a smoke, hoping for him to be smoked and killing him. And then
Yeah. That's
it's
true.
a tie, and the game is bullshit again. I don't know, man. Maybe one of you gets
Plus,
an enemy streak stopped. It's nonsense, bro.
mm, yeah. Plus, you guys know with the distance, like it's crazy sometimes with the explosives.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like you cannot be using explosion expert and still get smoked and be like, oh, like this is definitely explosion expert. Or you can be like in another room and like get smoked or like get killed with a bomb. It's just the distance like plays like a big role, and you guys are just gonna be dealing with a lot of disputes. That's for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Completely,
Yeah,
completely.
yeah,
The disputes will be an issue, but if it does change the way the game is played, like ban and explosion expert will change. Like a lot of teams that are even at the top 8 will be nowhere near top 8 because their whole
yeah,
game plan is relying on that explosion expert and hoping, if you throw a smoke
yeah.
at the white car, you stun the guy in pipes, and it's not very skillful in a way. Now you have to
That's
be
true.
very
Yeah,
careful with how you throw your smoke if explosion expert is banned.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Now with the distance lag, I think some people will still have explosion expert regardless of whether it's removed or not because they're very laggy. Um,
yeah.
I mean, just to just name someone, and it's I'm not naming and shaming, but just using him as an example. We have Rodrigo. If he throws a smoke with that explosion expert, he's
Why
still
did I
Yeah.
know you're gonna mention him, bro?
because
Why did I know that?
of course,
Bro,
man.
why was I getting flamed for like joining other teams, guys? I was just playing with people that asked me to play. But at the same time, I do understand where you're coming
Bro,
from.
Lath,
Like
imagine yourself being rank 1
y-
with public enemy,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Arla,
yeah.
Ivo, and me are always making a new team and taking 30 points away from you every second day.
No,
Bro.
no,
It's
yeah,
fucked
no, I
up, bro.
understand it. Like you'll play like 10 matches and get like 3 points from like some matches, and then just lose 30 points this league. Like I know, I
Yeah.
get what you mean when it comes
Yeah,
to that.
against a
Yeah.
good team, bro. If you guys sucked, like, it wouldn't matter, bro.
Absolutely.
It's not
Well,
the
it's
case.
it's not just that. It's like right now at the moment, I'm just like I don't have like a stable team. I'm just like playing with different people. That's why it's like always new teams constantly.
And that is something we understand about the cooldown because not everyone has a team, and that is the reason why it's not really high cooldown. Like I think 1 hour is perfect for TLOU. I
Yeah, it's
think
good at
I
the
think
moment.
one
Yeah,
hour
it's
is
good.
perfect for TLOU.
Yeah.
Anything more might actually discourage people from playing because they don't have a team.
Yeah, that's
Believe
true. Yeah.
we interrupted you. You wanted to say something about Rodrigo and how you would handle it if someone is suspected of using Explosion Expert.
Okay, so it's very known that Rodrigo has a very different connection from most players. And we, if for example we get a dispute, let's say Lath is playing against Rodrigo, and he gets stunned, and it's explosion expert is banned, and it's like a ridiculous smoke. We look at it and we say, okay, let's say Rodrigo, he's laggy. Okay, let's take that into account. But does that mean he stuns him and like he's so like someone's pipes, and he throws the smoke real far and he still stuns him to the point where it's like you can kind of see the smoke, and like how big the smoke fog is, if that makes sense, and how it actually affects the player when he's stunned. So, like, if we look at Rodrigo and say, okay, he's laggy, so does that mean it's from lag or not? It will be very difficult to obviously make that decision. But I think if it comes to the point where we're unsure, this is where we ask other players to come in with their opinion, and they can voice their opinion and tell us, okay, yeah, this is lag or this is explosion expert, and that's how we can make that decision. if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Now,
Totally agreed.
now the stuff with the cheating and people hiding their rapid fire and whatever they're using, mouse, Cronus, whatever it is. As I said, we can easily get rid of all of this stuff by implementing a system where you have to stream with a hand cam. If you don't stream with a hand cam, you cannot play. I think that is the best way to go at it. And yes, it will be hard to monitor every single player streaming because most players that are on that list, they play almost daily. So it's like, and honestly, we don't have enough people to even look at these streams, but they're there. The streams are there. You can't delete them. We can look back at it if someone makes a claim or something like that, if that makes sense. There's also like other ways to handle certain disputes, and it's like, you players can handle disputes between each other. So they save the footage, they send the footage to each other, and then they can make that claim, if that makes sense. Instead of the
Yeah.
admins reviewing the whole footage, and because it's trust me, it's impossible to review a lot of this stuff, and it takes a lot of time to review stuff and determine whether someone's cheating or not. I think if players were more offering and helping, uh, clean up the cheats, I think we would have a better ladder, overall.
Yeah. I don't know if that rule with having everyone to stream is a bit too harsh. I don't know. But at the same time, I don't see any other way to do this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm open to like suggestions. People think there's other ways, I'm open to it, but it's just like we've come to the point where it's like anyone could be cheating. Like for all I
Yeah.
know, even Tenetra could be cheating right now, and I don't know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
maybe. Imagine.
yeah, like it's like imagine someone makes a claim about Tenecho cheating. Like it would be very confusing, and all of a sudden you look at Tenecho and his radar is flashing. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, who
It's not
knows?
just that. Is you have people like that stream as well, but it's like it's so obvious their gameplay is not normal. I'm not trying to like call out any people here, but yesterday I played a match against Dixa. So I went back to look at his stream, and he's shooting like the 9mm like a rapid fire. Like it's just so odd. And his aim doesn't move. Like it stays in the same spot the whole time. He's like shooting that weapon so fast. It's like I look at that and I'm like, it's impossible. There's just a controller by itself.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, completely. It's like when you have a rapid fire, there's a certain way you move your aim.
Yeah.
I think we all understand that. Like, I think most people that use a rapid fire, it's like you don't really need to move your analog because you're holding down the trigger. That you don't need to worry about the analog that much.
That's true.
Another thing that we heard, I think it was Chingspain and Painarica Tenetro, if you recall, they said that some people are using silencers when they submit their footage, and it just hides their rapid fire.
Yeah.
We
Sorry, I'm
talked,
Dixon. I have a match against them, so I gotta go, guys. I just wanted to talk about the explosion expert rule, but the other
Oh,
rules
good,
that you guys have implemented are really good. Yeah.
good, good.
So I'll see you
Don't
guys.
forget, Laith. Don't forget, Laith. This is not final. We can still change it back. We just want to try it out.
Yeah. When do you guys think will take effect? Like once you discuss it more, or?
we'll let everyone know within the next week when it takes effect.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. See you guys.
Appreciate you coming in. Take care.
Thank you, Laith. Have a nice day. So get Prosto Misha in this, maybe.
Let's see.
He's been waiting in this for so long.
Prosta?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's here.
also
Might be
he
AFK though, so we'll give him a bit of time. But yeah, going back to the whole silencer thing, Tenetra, I think we discussed that we could either ban silencers completely from comp,
yeah.
or even in a way you're gonna punish players of like banning certain people from using silencers.
Yeah. I
And
don't know about that.
and I don't know how everyone thinks of that. I'd appreciate if people can let us know in the YouTube comments. We're gonna be reading some of them now. Prosta? It seems like his mic might be messed up.
Yeah, maybe. Because he's been saying in the comments that he hasn't been added. Was quite disappointed about it.
He is here. Everyone's welcome to join anytime. We won't be going on for too long now. Probably just a few minutes. Oh, Prosta left. Probably a few
Yeah.
minutes, and then we'll be ending. But I hope that everyone understands the new rules that are gonna be taking effect. And if you have anything that is worrying you about the rules, or you think that's not fair or that's not gonna work, please join right now, because when this takes an effect, we'll be asking you why didn't you join, and tell us your opinion about it before it was taken and made a rule.
Yeah, like Lath did.
Um, discussing the playoffs, as I said I'll be mentioning the playoff dates. At the moment, the season has been going on just over a month, and playoff will take effect on the 4th of August, so almost a month from now. We'll be hosting playoffs. Yeah, 4th of August. It'll be a Friday, and we'll be streaming it, casting it. We'll see how everything works with the casting, depending on the teams. And it'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. We won't be doing 2 weekends. We'll be doing 1 weekend for this playoff. There will be a prize pool for it as well. We are open to crowdfunding if anyone wants to obviously donate to the prize pool, regardless of whether we get donations or not. There will still be a prize pool, but obviously, if people do donate, the prize pool will be bigger, and I think the competition will be higher. I think I've read a comment about playoffs having an MVP. So like the winner team, you pick one player as an MVP, get some votes in, and you pick an MVP, and he gets the majority of the prize pool, or he gets some sort of special prize pool for himself. And I think that's a great idea, Tinicho. Let me know what you think about that.
Depends on the team. I don't know. Maybe each team can decide on their own if they want it to be like that.
I think the best way to do it is we have a set prize pool for the whole team, and then a specials prize pool for the MVP. And the MVP can be voted by the community. I think that's the best way to do it. Or maybe the one we all think that played the best out of the team.
Mm-hmm.
It depends, but
That's a great idea.
I think we can add it. I don't think it can be an issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back to the monitoring list, Tinetro, and this will be ending it here if no one is gonna join the waiting room. What do you think about players that have their radar flashing and they claim that they're spamming their trigger, so their R2 button really fast, and that's why it's flashing?
It depends on the player itself, like his play style, his aim, the way his aim is moving. If it's just straight, I will not believe he's triggering. If it's shaky, I might believe he could be triggering. If I know the player and I know he has a very active play style, I could also imagine he's playing like that. But it's really hard to say. It's very tough. I think that's one point where we just have to ask the community or some people that we trust, and not just decide on our own. But it's a very problematic topic in my opinion, and you can't 100% say whether someone is having a rapid fire or not, or maybe if he's having aim assist, but we try our best and we do it just to keep this ladder as fair as possible. And of course there will be mistakes, like I will name a name. It is like Staryu Fate, where we banned him and he proved that he might not be cheating, which we believed, and we unbanned him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, we did it because we saw something.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we
absolutely.
just have to ask the community.
Absolutely. I think the only way to do it is if we get enough feedback from everyone to think that, that guy's cheating or that guy's not cheating, because we can make the decisions. That's fine, and we can we can be at fault. We can make mistakes. That's gonna happen. Mistakes are definitely gonna happen. But we're more than happy to, you know, change the way we deal with things, and the best way to do it is by asking people to give us their opinion on whether someone's cheating or not. That way, you know, it's the majority of the community agreeing on it instead of just, oh, me and Tenecho, or like, oh, Tenecho wants to ban me because, you know, we played against him, or believe, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it comes up with the excuses, he's been biased or whatever like that. But in general, if we ask the majority of players and they, you know, they don't agree with them, then there's nothing we can do except obviously ban you, you know what I mean? And I think Purist just said, I'd rather mistakes happen than nothing happen at all. That's how you improve. Absolutely, absolutely. I think we even said this. If we ban someone instead of mistake, well, at least, you know, we're actually trying to ban people instead of just leaving them.
Yeah.
But in general, there'll be a lot of changes and adjustments coming up. This season, it's just, you know, the website has only been back for a month, so we'll make some changes. As I said, explosion expert, level rule, and the spawn. These rules will take effect very soon. Just stay tuned and look forward to the Discord announcement and the website as well. There'll be a message at the top showing you exactly what will happen. In terms of the monitor list, we had some people submit some proof, obviously, and we reviewed it. Some clips we haven't reviewed yet will be reviewed, and there might be potential players that will have to stream with a hand cam in playoffs if they'd like to participate. I think that's it, Tinacho. Do you have anything to add here?
No, that's it. I'm done.
All right, I think no one's in the waiting room. All right, well, that is it for now. We might host another discussion. We'll see how it goes. But for this season, I don't think we will. So we'll see for the next season after what happens in playoffs. And as I said, playoffs will be casted 4th of August. Playoffs will start. The season will end on the 3rd of August. And playoffs will start on the 4th of August. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. And hopefully you guys can enjoy your comp matches for tonight. Yep, that's it. Tenecho?
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for stopping by. Take care, everyone, and have good matches.
Bye.
Discontent, I'm finally facing it all. Fearless.